Welcome to my site. My name's Jenny Lynn of Open Mind Therapy, and I want to talk to you today about a training manual that I'm just launching on chronic fatigue syndrome. So stay with me, and I'm going to show you at the end of this video just what's in it for you. So I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the facts around chronic fatigue and some of the statistics that are issued and published on a regular basis. And some of those statistics are, for example, that there are over 1 million sufferers, 1 million people with chronic fatigue in the States alone, and as far as I'm aware, there's very little treatment available for chronic fatigue in the States. To the extent that some of my qualified students are taking on Skype and telephone inquiries from the States simply because there's nothing local in the US to help you with this condition. In the UK alone, there's 300,000 reported cases of chronic fatigue, and of course these are only the reported cases. There are many, many more that go unreported, undiagnosed. Diagnosis is a huge issue. A study in Wichita in Kansas says that the average disease length, disease progression, is around 7 years. 7 years long to have this condition with. However, the figures get even worse. Did you know that chronic fatigue is 5 times more common than AIDS? Yeah, and we know all about AIDS, don't we? But in terms of numbers, chronic fatigue is 5 times more common. And one other statistic, did you know that 4 times more white Caucasian women have chronic fatigue syndrome than do men? So it is quite an unusually unique female issue. Men are affected. When they're affected, they're equally affected, but in less frequency. And the Centre for Disease Control in the States claims there is no known cure. Okay? They say there's no known cure. They say that treatment is really directed at symptom control, fair enough, but that recovery from the disease may be quite rare. Well, I want to show you in this training manual how actually those statements are a lie. And they're a lie because they're not looking in the right places for the answers. They don't understand how the mind and the body work together. And this is the huge split that we have in modern medicine, where never the twain shall meet, the mind versus the body, and vice versa. So until we integrate how the mind and body work together, how can we really be healers? How can we understand the organism as a whole? So in this treatment manual, I want to show you how to borrow from a whole range of different strategies. And the reason we need to borrow from them all is because no one of them is the right answer. Because disease is as different as the person as it resides in. So I want to show you how to use counselling, psychotherapy, hypnotherapy. I want to show you how to apply nutrition. And I want you to actually have some understanding of what might be going on with chronic fatigue, because it just doesn't just come from nowhere. You know, it comes from the organism that is hosting it, okay? And that belongs to that organism. And I want to show you how that mind and the body works together. It's simple. If you can look at it from a holistic viewpoint, it's simple. I can't believe more people haven't seen it. But I want you, if you haven't done this work yet, and if you're a 6-session hypnotherapist and you're anxious about your performance and you don't know how you're going to treat a chronic fatigue patient, why not give yourself a head start? Don't leave yourself vulnerable. Scroll down, download this chronic fatigue manual. It will be probably the best thing you ever did in terms of chronic fatigue. But moreover, because we look at the root causes and we look at the underlying issues and we look at many different ways of trying to get to the core issue, who do you think this is going to work for? Yeah, this is probably going to work for 90% of your clients. Okay, once I show you how to look beyond the symptoms, once I show you how to dig below the surface, you can do this with all your clients. Okay, so I want you to take advantage of this now, and I'm giving this whole training manual and 2 hours audio away for buttons, really, because this is accumulation of many years' work with me, for me, with chronic fatigue. I've trained over 60 therapists to do what I do. And, you know, if you couldn't afford to get to the course, or you've been waiting to hear something, or you've got a client at the moment that's suffering with chronic fatigue, the investment I'm asking you to make is buttons, relative to what you could earn in terms of reputation, in terms of income. What you could earn relative to this is phenomenal. So I'm not going to go on anymore. Time on the internet today is incredibly busy and frenetic. So I leave you here. Scroll down, have a look, see what you think, and just make your commitment, and I'll see you on the other side. Okay, I really look forward to working with you. Thanks.